Kanye West in the interview said that the CIA, in combination with Disney as a corporation, decided to kill Bambi's mom to leave you with psychological pain so that you deal with that pain by consuming corporate products for profit. And then my brain cells died. In any case, our topic today is a hypertrophy myth. And this myth goes out to one of our favorite, no joke, YouTube subscribers, Mr. Matt C. You know who you are. We love you. The Smith machine is a waste of time. I predicted Scott the Video Guy would laugh at that, but apparently my delivery sucked. Or the Kanye West shit at the beginning took all his laughter away, as Kanye tends to do. By the way, you can't ever see Scott the Video Guy, but he's always wearing Yeezys. Did I say that right? Is that what the shoe's called? Or as he's now known, Yee.
Yeez.
Why? Rant time. This will be included in the video, hopefully. Why the fuck do rapper idiots always progressively shorten their names to their career? Sean Puffy Combs, Puff Daddy, Puffy, P. Diddy, Diddy. What is he now, Scott? Irrelevant.
It's just he's dropped everything.
Fuck. Oh, my head. Anyway, all right, hypertrophy myths. We're going to talk about the myth, the good, the bad, and the real talk. So Smith machine, a lot of things are said about it. But in the context of hypertrophy, people say a lot of things, and I'll try to do a different voice for every one of these. So bro guy will be like, the Smith machine won't get you jacked, dude. And same guy will be like, free weights only, bro. And you're like, yeah, man, I feel hardcore. Am I a Viking yet? And some nerd will be like, the Smith machine degrades your technique. And technically speaking, it throws off your biomechanics, phosphorylation. Why not throw phosphorylation in there? And then Mr. Jewish guy will be like, "Aye, the Smith machine will get you height. Aye, my back. Aye." All interesting claims. People do say them. They do have some point. Here is the good of the Smith, the true stuff. The Smith machine is a bad place to learn compound movements for the first time, like squats and benches and rows and things like that, because it does a lot of the tracking for you, possibly most of it, and then you don't really learn how to move your body in free space by yourself. And for anything related to becoming a competent physical mover in any kind of sport or even just in everyday life, not ideal to learn your compound heavy free weight basics on a Smith machine, which is why they're called free weights. You should absolutely learn them free with barbells and dumbbells and kettlebells or whatever you like to use to move around. So definitely that's a good point. And the Smith machine can get you hurt, not acutely usually, but in a chronic wear and tear kind of fashion if you use it improperly. And it does this by shearing forces to joints. So for example, if you do something like an upright row and normally the barbell naturally moves backward a little as you go, a Smith machine, it just moves in a line. And then at some point your shoulders feel like shit, but you keep going and you're like, this sure is grinding and shearing my shoulders to a fucking pulp, but I can't do anything about it because the barbell is fixed. That's definitely a thing, but you can ameliorate that by doing the exercise correctly or moving your body to adjust for it. So you can hurt yourself on the Smith machine chronically by doing the shit wrong. And it is absolutely a risk. And not all of us know what right and wrong is when we start lifting. And by not all of us, I mean almost all of us don't know what the hell is going on. So Smith machine is something I like to keep beginners generally away from. And it is a specific tool to use for specific jobs. Now, here's where the stuff gets mythical. It turns out that the Smith machine is a very robust tool for hypertrophy. It works to get you jacked. In some cases, because it is extra stabilizing, it actually results in a better mind-muscle connection and an ability to focus on specific muscles. Am I doing the Macarena by accident? All right. So I grew up, I was a kid / teenager in the sort of late 90s, mid 90s, and the Macarena was everywhere. And fuck it, I'll blame my whole race for this. Because I was Jewish, I was never sufficiently talented by movement-wise to learn the Macarena. Now I know that's a cop-out because the dance has like 3 moves, but I guess I'm just not athletic enough. Or never got to dance with friends and do the Macarena enough. If you guys don't know what the Macarena is, I'm sorry, I've just aged myself. If you do know what it is, comment below with how good you were at it back in the day. And I guarantee you that video probably has like 10 billion views. Anyway, a lot of times bodybuilders can get much better mind-muscle connection, or at least somewhat better, for the Smith machine. They can really not have to worry about balance and stability and really focus on getting their pecs or triceps or shoulders or whatever they're doing hit their back. And thus, it can actually be, in some instances, a little bit better than free weights in some contexts for some short period of time. And even if it's not hypertrophic in any special way, the Smith machine offers a variation. You do lots of barbell squats, they get stale. You switch to Smith machine squats where you can actually move your feet a little bit more forward, stay more upright. It's more quad focused, less focused on your back, another quick benefit. But even if it's not better that way, it's just different, which is cool because it's a variation. You can do it for a while and it's effective. And then you can go back to barbell squatting, free squatting, and that feels great too because you've essentially resensitized the movement. So all good things, and they really are good. So real talk. At the end of the story, here's the following. Most of the resistance to using the Smith machine is just based on ego and some weird fantasy membership to some weird fantasy hardcore club. Having said that, I meant in my head like bro hardcore, but when I say membership to a fantasy hardcore club, all sorts of different things seem to be coming up, like people who go to the club wearing angel wings and devil horns, a lot of S&M going on, a place I'd like to be if I had friends or was capable of sexual relations. Next, this anti-Smith machine hatred is bolstered by sport coaches, strength and conditioning coaches at the collegiate level, for example, poo-pooing it for athletes, and they're 100% right that athletes have very little use for the Smith machine, right? They're totally correct, and it does not replace barbells for actual athletes, but this is a hypertrophy myth series. For dedicated hypertrophy training, the Smith machine is great. For athletes that move in free space and need to be athletic, it's not great. But that's not the same thing. It's two different approaches. As long as you don't shear your joints on it or learn your compounds with it, from it as a beginner, and as long as you're not using it for sport performance, the Smith is one of many great tools for bodybuilders and recreational muscle builders alike. So feel free to use it, do it right, do it in a way that doesn't hurt your joints, and you're good to go. And if anyone gives you smack about it, you just say, hey, one day I'll get so hypertrophied, you'll be scared to give me smack. See if that works. I've been Dr. Mike. I'll see you guys next time.